Hey friends, Paul here. This is a really important video for you pencil and charcoal artists. So be sure to watch all the way through as I'm ramping up for a sketching session here today and have some thoughts about favorite mediums. Before I get to my sketches though, I'd like to do a quick overview of some of my favorite books. Insofar as the artists in these books use graphite and charcoal. John Vanderpoel's The Human Figure. This is a classic. Initially published in 1935. So going a ways back. But this guy is amazing with the graphite right there. I'm pretty sure that's graphite. Let's see. What's cool is he's got it all outlined. Yeah. Pencil drawing of a female torso. So that's his graphite work. Look at the nuances of fine shading. Something of note is to go really light on the outline with graphite. Try that sometime. See where it meets the light and how that just kind of fades into white. Many great artists do that. Look it up by the shoulder. See how it just fades into the white. That's a great technique. I have a tendency of just like outlining everything, and I need to remember not to do that because it can really pay dividends. That looks also like a graphite drawing. Let's see. In the index here, page 16. Yeah, pencil drawing of a head. That's also graphite. But check out some of Vanderpoel's charcoal here. Just stay with me, guys. This is a relaxation kind of video, so if you're in a rush, this is not the video for you. I believe that looks like charcoal to me, the eyes. Let's see, page 23. Well, construction of the eye. Let's just go to portrait charcoal drawing of a young woman, page 50. See, these are definitely charcoal drawings by John Vanderpoel. Do you see the difference to the graphite? Here's a charcoal drawing. I mean, it's just masterful. It's painting with a pencil, truly, with the charcoal. Let's look at a few more. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Is that graphite or charcoal? I'm guessing it's charcoal because of the white highlights. Page 53. It looks like charcoal. Yeah. Oh, it's charcoal of a young woman on toned paper. The nuances of charcoal and the depth of charcoal is amazing. And it's going to bring me back to my sketches here momentarily. But here's a good example of, this is graphite on the left. That same thing with blending out to the light and the white areas, absolutely beautiful, the subtle nuance. And on the right is charcoal. You can see the depth, and actually that's the cover of this book. So what I like to do sometimes before getting into my drawing sessions is I go back and review. This is graphite on the left and charcoal on the right. I like to review some of my favorite artists like this and refamiliarize myself with their techniques and their drawing, especially if I've been out of touch for a while with drawing. So Vanderpoel is one of my favorites. Also, those of you who follow my channel know that John Buscema of Marvel Comics, Savage Sword of Conan, Silver Surfer fame. There's a great sketchbook of him. There's some stuff I like to do. There's a charcoal by Buscema, but I mean, just look at her. That's graphite. He's so amazing with women. But there's Conan, for example, done in graphite pencil with ink over it. I can see that that's ink. And I like to do that sometimes, like I was practicing with these women here. I'll draw it in pencil, and then I'll go over that with like a Pigma pen or a brush pen. And I love that style of seeing the graphite underneath the drawing. This is pure graphite right there. The quick, rough sketches. This is just ink drawings by John Buscema. That's a graphite pencil drawing. Look at these beautiful graphite drawings of action, sports action, just capturing the action with a bold pencil. That looks like a number 8 pencil to me, and I like drawing with that a lot too. Just amazing. So these sketchbooks by these artists, Graphite, these are some charcoal drawings by Buscema. You can see the variety in tone that they achieve. Here's one of his drawings, John Buscema, of graphite pencil, also with pen over it. I also like using my fountain pen a lot for that kind of stuff. You know, like I do little drawings like this up there with kind of going over it with the fountain pen or brush pens. Of course, Buscema is a master, and I am just a mere student. But check it out. See the graphite underneath the quick ink drawing? Just he's using some kind of ink pen. That's all he's doing there. That's not even brush. But the effect is really, really cool. He uses a lot of graphite, or just going bold with the graphite. You know, you don't even need to use the pen, but he does go over a lot of graphite with the pen. It does create a different effect, isn't she beautiful, than just using pure graphite. The pure graphite imparts a really organic quality like this. It's just a different feeling. It's a different vibe. Now these he did with India ink and brush. You can see that with the brush strokes. Much different, much more refined, and in line of what appears in the comic books. That's pure graphite. So you get the idea about John Buscema as well with his sketchbook and what he does. A couple other artists I want to show you before heading into some of my artwork. This guy, Viktor Pirard, lived in the early 1900s. He was prolific in the 1900s, early 1900s. Beautiful graphite cabin scene. But I want to show you his cats and animals here. He does a lot just with the graphite pencil, dark pencil, in this book, How to Draw Nearly Everything. Look at his dogs. I love this guy's use of line. It's just so playful, and it just captures so much feeling his work does. And I practice trying to get these animals like he does, or I'm going to continue practicing that. But look at his use of line is just impeccable, this guy, Viktor Pirard. I love it. One of my favorite cat pages coming up here. I've showed this in previous videos, but this is just pure graphite. And this book is just great. Look at that. Look at these beautiful graphite drawings of cats that he does. So, you know, graphite can be really, really masterful. Anyway, another great book. Okay, last artist I'm going to show before showing some of my drawings here and my thoughts about materials. If you've stayed with me, I appreciate it. Those of you artists aren't too much in a rush usually. This is my hard copy of Andrew Loomis's figure drawing. This is kind of like a Bible of mine in figure drawing. This was published in 1943, and this edition is from 1958. I scored this on eBay a while back. But he's drawing in graphite on a level that we really haven't seen yet. Well, maybe John Vanderpoel, what I was showing in the beginning of the video. You know, this guy. This, to me, with Andrew Loomis, is close to related to what we saw with John Vanderpoel, but I'm just going to show you some of his. This book is all pretty much all graphite drawing. And he really advocates using a soft pencil. Yes, there is some charcoal in here too. But I mean, look at his women. They are absolutely beautiful. John Buscema, who we looked at just previously, draws beautiful women. But, I mean, so does Andrew Loomis. A little different. Some might say that Andrew Loomis is more refined. But see, check out that texturing kind of effect blending into the white. Again, a very, very important nuance to use. And there's a lot of very well done men as well in this book, too. But, I mean, his women just jump off the page for me. Look at her. Get how long she is in the whole frame here. Oh my God, she is fantastic. Graphite. Dark pencil. Really, really nice. So, and that's the way that they were reproduced in the book. You know, they come across that way. I mean, I could just go through. I did a previous video on this book a couple of years ago, anyway. Look at how he really outlines the figure there as opposed to some of these others that were blending into the white, as mentioned before. But the use of shadow and backgrounds, even shadowed backgrounds, are also interesting. But I can just really get into this book the more I look at it. So I did do a video review on this. These are pen drawings of Andrew Loomis's. I don't like them as much as the Graphite. They just don't do it for me. Compared to what we just saw. So if you don't own this book, Figure Drawing, definitely pick it up. Anyhow, so what I was doing today before I was getting started, I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to do a video on this. I'm really having the mindset to get back into my charcoal pencils, these general charcoal pencils. I've got hard, medium, and soft. I'm going to go over each of those here momentarily. And compare them to the number 8 pencil, which I like to use as well, or the soft pencil, graphite pencil. Okay, so here, for example, is the General's medium charcoal pencil. And I use a smudge stick with that right here, this kind of thing. What I like about the charcoal, and I remember this every time I start getting into it, and I forget when I get away from it. First of all, it's pretty smudgy, as you could just see right there. That's a definite negative of the charcoal pencil, is it smudges more easily than graphite. But anyhow, she right there is done with the General's medium charcoal pencil right here. I find this to be the most versatile between the hard and the soft. I'll show that in a minute. Also notice, you see that glare? This is graphite, okay? This is the number 8 graphite pencils, and I hate that glare of graphite. I like the color of graphite. It's kind of gray and very organic, but I mean, that glare is a bummer. And note that the General's charcoal pencils doesn't have any glare. So it's a combination of charcoal and clay. That's how they bake in the pigments into the pencil form. And it's a great compromise over using a charcoal stick. So here's a piece of stick charcoal, willow charcoal. And here, I'll do a live drawing for you guys, just using stick charcoal. I hardly ever use this stuff, but I mean, I probably used this like twice. But right away I note it's really, really soft. And too soft for me for this medium. Although, I mean, paper like this. Although if I'm using larger format sketch paper and doing figure drawing, I could see how, you know, this would be really great to use. But right off the bat, I mean, this stuff is really, really smudgy. And anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Even though, I mean, and look at my fingers just after 2 seconds of that stuff. So, I mean, it's all good. But check it out. This is done with number 8 pencil, graphite. I like how she's turned out. You know, I took some time with that drawing. If you take time with the graphite, just like all the books I just showed, the dividends really pay off. You know, you can make some really nice drawings with that. However, you know, check her out. Check how expressive the charcoal pencil is as compared to, you know, there's the graphite down here. And then check her out. What I love about that, the charcoal pencil compared to the graphite, first of all, no sheen, no shine. Second of all, it's really black. Graphite is not black, it's gray. And the richness of contrast is really dramatic and really compelling. Thirdly, I can blend in so many different tones with the smudge. All right, my camera just stopped there momentarily. I was talking about the different tones that you can get through using the charcoal pencil as compared to graphite. And yeah, it is better. It is more smudgy. This stuff is definitely harder to work with, and you've got to be careful as to how you work with it so you don't smudge it. And if you're going to store this in your sketchbook, it's going to get really smudgy. So I highly recommend, if you're going to get into the charcoal of any kind, charcoal pencil or vine charcoal for sure, pick up some Krylon Fine Art Fixative. Now, why you want to get the fine art stuff, it is more expensive, but you don't have to use a lot. And you need to use this in a well-ventilated area because it's pretty toxic. But the cool thing about this, it does not change the color of your artwork as cheaper fixatives will. Okay, this is pro stuff, and I've used this on professional work. So the main point of this video today, what I thought about posting up for you guys, is to show direct comparison of using a soft graphite pencil here, here, and here, as compared to, I mean, a number 8 graphite pencil. That's very soft. As compared to a General's charcoal medium pencil here, and here, and here. I've also used a General's hard down here, and the soft, because they make a hard and the soft as well. The soft is really, really soft. That's more on par with the vine or stick charcoal that I was showing previously. That's really too soft for my needs here, but it'd be great if you're sketching in a figure drawing class or something. But I wanted to show you guys the different nuances of this stuff. I already showed you about the sheen of graphite, like right there. Hey, you can see how shiny that is. See that reflecting? And see the charcoal doesn't do that? Shiny, not shiny. But also, and I even used a smudge stick in the graphite before doing the video to kind of show the similarities, and some of the charcoal was probably rubbing off on that. But look at how much more rich the charcoal pencil side is. It's just a lot better. These cats are not the greatest in the world, but same thing. A lot richer kitty face there. And check out these two. Gotta raise my camera up here a little bit. See, this is pencil, graphite, 8B pencil, very, very soft. And this is the medium charcoal with a smudge stick. So as I mentioned, the charcoal is slightly more smudgy than the 8B pencil, soft pencil, but let's see how exactly more messy this is. So I'm just going to take my finger here and I'm going to rub it against this guy's ear. You can see there's some pigment that's come off there. It's not so bad, really. All right, let me take a clean finger and rub it against her hair here, where I laid it on kind of thick. It's definitely less smudge with the graphite as compared to the charcoal, but it's really not that much more. I mean, I would really call it even, the smudge factor of the medium General's charcoal pencil to the number 8 graphite pencil, and the dividends really pay off more with the charcoal pencil. And I've known this before, but I kind of get into patterns where I'm just always sketching with a pencil. And lately I've been into the pen and the ink pens. Like here I was just drawing this like green man kind of character using brush pens, the Tombow brush pens, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to continue doing that because, I mean, this is a lot of fun. But for pure sketching purposes, part of the reason I'm doing this video is just to kind of make a commitment to myself that I am going to use the charcoal pencils exclusively for a while, and I get the most painterly effect. Please post your comments below if you stayed through this video this long. I do appreciate it. I've showed some really cool books today, some of my favorites actually. And I look forward to hearing your comments if you are a graphite and or charcoal pencil artist. Also, feel free to post links to your artwork. I like to develop a sense of community here on this channel. And so go ahead and post links to your artwork so we can check it out.